You're probably watching this on your phone right now, thinking, hey, it's just another video. But hold on for a second, because what we're about to get into, it isn't just a website, it's a massive invisible trap. So let's dive in.
We all love the idea of free, don't we? Free shows, free access, free entertainment. But today we're exploring a pretty heavy question. What if the price isn't something you can measure in money? What if the real cost is something you can never, ever get back?
To really get a sense of just how big this is, try this. Go look up the most visited websites on the planet. Right there, next to the usual suspects like Google and social media, you're going to see a shocking number of pornography platforms. This isn't some hidden corner of the web. It's right out there in the mainstream, bigger than most of us realize.
And that gets us to a really important point. This is not some small-time thing. We're talking about a highly organized billion-dollar industry. Think about it. Production crews, multiple cameras, actors, massive marketing budgets. All of it designed for one single purpose, to make their product as irresistible and addictive as they possibly can. Now, this right here, this flips the whole thing on its head. You think the videos are the product? They're not. You are. Every single click, every minute you spend on those sites, that's what's making the money. You're the one being sold, and you're paying for it with your time, your focus, and maybe even your future.
So, how in the world do they do it? How does this business model work so darn well? Well, it's not magic, it's science. Let's dig into what's happening inside your own brain.
Okay, let's meet the main character in this story, dopamine. It's a chemical messenger in your brain, and you've probably heard it called the feel-good hormone. When you achieve something awesome, like you crush a workout or you get a promotion, your brain gives you a little hit of dopamine. It feels good. It's that natural sense of reward that motivates us.
But this is where the trap is sprung. The dopamine you get from real-life wins is earned. It's steady. Pornography, on the other hand, it completely hijacks that system. It triggers this massive, unnatural spike of dopamine, way more than you'd ever get from normal life. But here's the catch. That crazy high is always followed by a really sudden, really jarring crash.
And that's what makes this so uniquely dangerous. I mean, think about it. It's right there on your phone, a single click away, 24/7. That easy access makes this cycle of high and low even more addictive than things like nicotine or alcohol. There's just no barrier, no friction. And so you get stuck in this vicious, endless loop. The dopamine crash leaves you feeling awful, empty, and usually full of guilt. So, what's the quickest way to escape that horrible feeling? To go get another dopamine hit. You watch another video to feel better, but that just leads to another crash and even more guilt. The thing you think is the solution is actually the problem itself. Now, this chemical roller coaster doesn't just stay in your brain. It starts to affect your whole sense of self, your feeling of freedom, and your control. And that brings us to this powerful idea of a virtual jail. We all like to think of ourselves as free people, right? We're in control of our choices, our lives, but we have to ask ourselves an honest question here. When it comes to this habit, are you really in control? Who's actually calling the shots? Just think about this for a second. You make a real decision. You tell yourself, okay, that's it. I'm not going to do this today. You know it's bad for you. But then a couple of hours go by and you find yourself right back on that website, almost like your hands moved on their own. That huge gap between what you want to do and what you actually do, that's not freedom. And this really captures it perfectly. It's not a jail with steel bars. It's a virtual one. And you are chained to this cycle. The price of admission? You pay with your attention, and you pay with your self-respect. You are literally paying to keep yourself locked up. But the cost isn't just about feeling bad in the moment. The true price is way, way higher. And it's something that you pay over the course of your entire life. Let's talk about those long-term consequences. See, this isn't some harmless little habit. The real cost is that it fundamentally changes how you see the world and other people. It literally trains your brain to objectify others. And that destroys your ability to build deep, real, meaningful connections. And, in the long run, that can seriously damage your chances at having healthy relationships, a strong marriage, and a happy family.
So when you boil it all down, it's this. This isn't just something you do. It's something that changes who you are. Every time you click, you're reinforcing these patterns in your brain, and you are actively shaping your own identity. You're slowly becoming a different person than the one you probably wanted to be. And so that brings us to the final and most important question of all. The person who's stuck in that loop, the one who's lost control, is that the person who can go out and achieve their biggest dreams? Is that the person who can build a beautiful life, a great family, a meaningful career? Or does that require a different path? What kind of person do you truly want to be?